to my not a sewing, but kind of a sewing today vlog. Today's tea is a wonderful blend of, it's Coke Zero because I'm tired, but it's in a really cute mug, so that's great. I had tea earlier and I didn't think about the whole, hey, you had tea earlier, you should like save that for your video. No, just, so I'm drinking Coke Zero now because there's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I know my vlogs have been really like spotty and touch and go lately, and I haven't been very consistent because I've just been like sewing like crazy, helping a friend move, and dealing with a few things at home. I hate this song. Alexa, skip. I don't know what it was. I just didn't like it. So where was I? Oh, just in some things at home. And I don't know if you do this, because I assume if you're following me, you're either A, you sew, B, you craft, C, you really suck at something and really like following other people who suck at things, or D, you are in fact the Phantom of the Opera and you've always wanted a plus-sized Christine, which can't really blame you. I'm totally your type. Anyway, now I got really distracted by my Phantom of the Opera comment, because if you follow Broadway, you know that it just closed on Broadway, and I have cried buckets of tears because I have seen Phantom of the Opera, the musical, 7 or 8 times now. It is one of my favorites. It doesn't matter what new musicals come out. There is something about Phantom of the Opera, the haunting music, the glamorous stage costumes. Plus, I mean, come on. The costumes are from like the 1870s, Victorian era. Then the play within a play costumes are from the 1700s grand, Marie Antoinette in the palace costumes, and just, it's amazing. Or at least they're all supposed to be. Then you get to the new masquerade costumes and you're like, I don't know, the masquerade costumes are a whole other animal. I could go on and on and on. I'm not going to go on and on and on. But anyway, I've always wanted to see it on Broadway. And I guess you just kind of always assume that show that's been on Broadway forever is just going to be on Broadway forever. And it closed. It's gone. It's not on Broadway. And I've cried a lot because if there was any show I was going to see on Broadway, it needed to be Phantom. I've been obsessed with the story Phantom of the Opera since I was a little girl. When I was, I think, 9, my mom read the book, The Phantom of the Opera, to me and my brother. She always read the classics to us, and that was considered one of the classics. And so I loved the book. I own couple copies of the book and also some other books that are retellings of the story that I really love, that I can recommend if you're interested. I also own every movie version that has ever been made, including the horror versions, though I don't really love them and don't recommend them, but I own them because Phantom of the Opera. I I have seen both musicals. I've seen Phantom the musical. If you didn't know, there is a second musical called Phantom that came out around the same time as Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera, but just did not get the same uh, reception, I guess, as his Phantom of the Opera. But it is pretty good. It's got some good songs in there. And depending on who you see do it, it can be just quite lovely. I've seen that twice on stage. And I have seen the play, The Phantom of the Opera. I've seen the play done twice, and I've seen a dramatic reading done once. This is not what I wanted to talk about in my video at all, but I'm just trying to portray to you how much I love the story, The Phantom of the Opera. What's actually interesting for me personally, let's just do it. Let's just get down and share total strangers my entire life. So, like most little girls or teenagers or young ladies or whatever, whenever you discovered, or hey, little boys, young boy, whoever you are, whatever you are, but at some point in your life, when you fall in love with Phantom of the Opera, you usually start off, at least, relating to Christine. Like, you want to be Christine. I mean, you are a beautiful young ingenue with this voice, clear and just amazing, and a secret, silent phantom watches you from the shadows and falls madly in love with you. Not at first, not because you're beautiful and stunning so much as he hears your voice first. He's drawn to you by your beautiful voice, and then he sees your face, and well, he's done for. It's you. I mean, oh. And then as I've gotten older and gone throughout the years, I realized that I have slowly moved through like every part in this story. I have been Christine, where I was obsessed over by someone and it was very unhealthy, and yeah. I have been Raoul, where I just, so in love with childhood friend that I've known forever. I have been Meg. I have been the best friend, watching my friends have these amazing things happen to them in their lives and being both excited and scared for them. I have been Madame Giry, Meg's mother, just like trying to be everyone's mother. I have been Carlotta. I have been like, no, excuse me, I was here first. I worked hard for my place here. I have, and who is this young, amazing little thing who hasn't worked hard, hasn't put in all the time and all the effort I have to get to where I am to be a diva, and all of a sudden it's like, oop, she's a diva now. No, this is my arena. I have been there. And I have been the Phantom. I have been Eric, watching that beautiful, amazing, in my case, man from afar, daydreaming of him, doing everything I can to help them, support them, make their dreams come true, and in the end, losing them because it's what's best for them. So I love this story because you can kind of relate to multiple characters. In some ways, me and handsome husband are very much Christine and Raoul, where we met later in life, lost touch for a big chunk of time, and found each other as adults and went, oh my gosh, it's you. I always thought about you. I always wondered about you. You're just as awesome as ever. And Hi. So that was a lot of Phantom stuff that was not planned at all, but as you might know by watching previous vlogs, hopefully you do, who knows, um, I don't really plan this. I take a few notes that are usually like a word or two to remind myself. I lose those notes, and then I video myself desperately trying to remember what those notes said. And that happens just like on a regular basis. So part of the problem is I've taken to, I know you're not going to believe this, I've taken to putting my notes on my phone. I know, I'm being technological. Because I'm usually a very tactile person. I like to write my notes down on paper with a pen or pencil. I actually really like pen, which I know, pen is permanent, but anyway. But I've taken to taking notes, and I have like a million little folders on my phone now, in my notes app for a million different things. And I love to make lists about things, and like I have this trip this weekend, Victorian Heritage Festival. Woo-hoo! And so I have all these lists for what to remember and stuff. And so I had taken some notes of what to include in this video. Hey, guess what I'm filming this video with? My phone. So guess what I can't access? My notes. I know. Okay. But one of my friend followers, that's what I call y'all, is friend followers, because we're just friends who haven't met yet, obviously, she had mentioned in one of her comments about one of my outfits and hats that she loves, that I love, that is like my favorite. I've said before, it's my favorite that I've ever made, and how she'd love to know more about it. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. I know, you're like, wait, you're going to talk about an actual thing that you sewed, and what is this world coming to? I know. Just come along for the ride. So, the outfit in question, and I've got it back here because, like, I have to like show my room. My house is like, and there's just stuff all the places and the things. It's horrible right now, which is ridiculous because do you overplan your sewing projects? I totally overplan. I forget that I suck at sewing and that I'm very, very slow. And I'm like, oh, next week I'm going to get these 4 things done. And then the week after I'm going to get these 3 and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I've been working on like the same 2 projects for like a month. It's a lot. It's a lot, people. So, this is what we are talking about today. This is my Edwardian day dress walking outfit. It is based on a pattern. Oh, it was right here. Hang on. By the way, when you're organizing your sewing rooms and stuff, you find the coolest thing. I found a huge pile of like historical patterns. I forgot I had, and a bunch of them are from like, for like 1850s, 1860s, like, you know, antebellum, Civil War era, a lot of people like to call them. Like, look at all of these. Look at all of these. There's the underwear pattern. There's that, and some of these are like rare, like they're really expensive if you want to go buy them right now. Where's the other one? There's this one. Like, you can't even get these anymore. And then like, look, it's like the travel coat pattern, the Edwardian travel coat pattern that's like everyone uses for Rose's coat from Titanic. And this, oh my gosh, you can't get this pattern anymore. It's a lot of Eliza Doolittle's dress from My Fair Lady. Anyway, the one I'm looking for is not here, but I loved finding all these old patterns. I will find it and comment in the description the pattern that it is. I think it's a Simplicity, but it might be a McCall's. But it's basically an Edwardian pattern that has a walking skirt with a little bit of a train and a shirt waist. Now, in the Edwardian era, this blousey front, if you can see this blousey front of the shirt waist was really popular. It was kind of this robin's breasting of the front, so that the shirts basically came out from the breast and then curved, not curved out, but just curved down to the waist, making this kind of blousing effect. Until I made this outfit, that was not my favorite, and I thought I'd never make this style of Edwardian. Let me talk about that for a second. I made this outfit for a hat. Atlier Mela hats, who I will also put in the description below, is this amazing hat maker who makes historical hats and often incorporates pieces of like actual vintage materials into the hats, vintage or antique materials into these hats. And they're stunning and they're amazing and they're beautifully made and wonderfully detailed. And oh, I own four of her hats. Is that right? Or 5? I might own 5. I don't know. Sometimes I hide things from Handsome Hubby, so I'd have to go check. Beautiful hats. And basically, when you buy these hats, they're so perfect and so detailed and so beautiful. You might have an outfit already made in mind for them, but if you don't, you see this hat and you're like, oh, I want to make an outfit to go with that hat because it's so beautiful. Now, this particular hat that I'm going to show you had been purchased by someone else. And while I was at costume college, which happens every, the last weekend of every July in LA, and I will put that link here as well. So I'm sorry, I just tripped on this little piece of rug that's right here and fell. And I know I don't edit my videos. I know it's really weird to see me edit, but when I tripped, I knocked into the chair that hit the thing, that hit the video, and everything fell. So I just edited just a little bit, just before I tripped. Sorry, I know you enjoy my non-editing, but I hurt my shin really bad. And it hurts. Ow. And so I didn't want to include that on the video. I feel like it's okay for me to edit that when I don't edit other things. Anyway, Costume College, I will include that link in the description below. And Mela, who makes the hats, she used to set up a booth. They have a little area where certain artisans can come and sell their wares during Costume College. She used to. Last year was her last year. I'm heartbroken. I don't know where I'm going to get my hats from. It's so fun being able to go and see the hats and pick them up and try them on and see what looks good with your face. I have a very round face, so certain hats do and don't look good on me. To see how the colors look with your complexion, to see them in person. So not being able to do that anymore is going to be really sad and really hard. And I always saved up a certain amount of money and put it aside specifically to get Mela hats every year. So anyway, someone who had bought a hat from her a previous year brought it to Costume College to resell because it was too big for her head. And she has a very small head, and it was too big for her head. Not just that it was too big and it like fell down over her head, but also like it just really overwhelmed her look. And as soon as I saw it, I said, I will buy that hat off you. I love it. It's amazing. And it's actually one of my favorites Mela hats that I own. Mela always uses the best materials, and sorry, I'm fluffing it a little bit before I lift it up. I should have done this beforehand, but as we know, I'm not always 1,000% prepared for these videos. Also, like, how long has this been going for? Like 10 minutes ago, I was sewing, and then I was like, oh, right, it's Wednesday, do your video. Well, actually, it's Tuesday, but tomorrow's Wednesday, you need to be doing your video. Anyway, so, this is the beautiful hat. This is an early Edwardian era hat. And I know that you'll want to see it up close. We'll see. So the top fabric is a really soft pink, kind of mauve, soft pink silk dupioni, which has all the lines in it. And I feel like she used one with quite a bit of the lines in it to add texture to the hat, which I really like. The same fabric was used for the binding around the edge. And yeah, okay. And then around the waist, around the crown is this kind of deep olive green silk taffeta. It's kind of changeable. It's like a deep olive green silk taffeta with a lighter olive silk taffeta that's like it's shot with. And it's just beautiful. And as you saw over on this side, there is, when it's stored, this all kind of flops down and I have to poof it back up. But it's got this beautiful big taffeta bow with this right here with this beautiful button in the midst of the hat. Now, something that's really cool about this hat is the brim. Let me get it back this way. So the hat brim is made out of either pink straw, well, probably dyed pink straw, obviously. But it's got this like antique gold colored lace that goes around the edge of the brim. This lovely touch that you don't really often get to see because I'm 5'9" and something and change. So unless you're taller than me, you don't really get to see that on the brim of the hat. And I love that little touch. Now, the maroon flowers I added to this hat because the first time I wore this hat, the outfit that I was making wasn't finished. But some local friends were having a picnic outing. And so I have this minty kind of green, not mint, like sage, maybe sage green, walking skirt and just white shirtwaist and a scarf. And I decided I was going to wear this hat with it because I'd been dying to wear this hat and I wasn't going to wait one more second. But my outfit was very, very plain and it was springtime and I wanted to look more spring. And so I dug through my supply of fake flowers and I found these big, beautiful mauve and pink flowers that just seem to match the hat perfectly. And they just really do. I think they complement the hat really beautifully. The hat was beautiful and perfect on its own before, but adding the flowers just kind of makes it my hat, gives it a little touch that's very me to this hat. So that is this beautiful hat. I store it with a bunch of tissue paper in it. The crown of the hat is lined with, what is it called? Use it for crinolines and, not organza. What is it called? It's not organza. And I know it's on my phone right now and I can't get to it. It's, organy. Organy. It was stiffened organy. That kind of keeps it stiff, but the poof won't stay up on its own. So I have some poof cotton that I put inside when I wear the hat, and then I store it with this tissue paper inside it. But the hat is just the most stunning confection ever, and you can wear it several different ways. You could wear it with the big bow in the front if you want, and I'd love to find some taffeta that matches this green and, incorporate it into an outfit and then wear the hat maybe like this. If you want, you can have all the decoration in the back. My favorite way to wear the hat, though, is like this, kind of with the bow kind of to the side and the flowers off to this side, with the bow kind of cheated a little more to the front, like that. Yeah, that is my favorite way to wear this hat. And now I got a big head and a round face, and this giant hat really suits me. It really just looks amazing on me. And, I was not planning on taking this to the Victorian Festival this weekend because, first of all, I know I'm a weird stickler for things, but it's Edwardian, and the Victorian era technically ended when Queen Victoria died in 1901. Yeah, I think it was 1901. And these hats like this started to gain in popularity more around 1905. But same with my outfit is much more 1905. But I did wear it last year, and there is something about this outfit, this outfit. I feel beautiful. I feel gorgeous. This has got to be one of the worst made outfits I've ever made. And I feel amazing. So, this is the shirt waist. It was called a shirt waist because it had a section at the bottom that was meant to tuck into the waist. And then this part blouses out. I've had requests before to look at this fabric. Now, this is a cream cotton blend. So it is blended with like a polyester. But it looks and feels like a cotton. And it has this amazing embroidery on it. I mean, these flowers, these butterflies, beautiful soft colors, just amazing. And I originally got this fabric to be for a Regency dress. I bought trim at the same time too. But when it came time to make this outfit and I was looking through all of my fabric, this just screamed, make me into a springtime, summer Edwardian dress. Because if you look at like spring and summer Edwardian dresses, and they still call them dresses even though they were in two pieces, you'll notice that there's a lot of white. And during the warmer months, they wore a lot of white and a lot of light colors, really light colors. And so this just really fit the bill. This top part, which is really needs like some Clorox bleaching on it. I did not follow the directions. I was trying to do my own thing kind of with this top. And I was trying to like gather everything up, and it looked awful and it didn't work out. So then I tried to follow the directions. So this is a mishmash of doing my own thing and the directions. So it's got these seams in it that it really shouldn't have, these hand sewn seams going up the sides, where if I followed the directions, it wouldn't have that. But I made do. And honestly, from 5-10 feet away, you wouldn't really notice. It was this beautiful lace I found that's about 6 inches wide. It's like this mesh panel with some embroidery, and then it's got this lace at the bottom. And then I sewed this galloon lace strip along here, and then a little bit of this lace down here up around the collar. The back is hook and eye tape, which, by the way, I cannot recommend enough. I have sewn hooks and eyes by themselves individually onto outfits, and you have to measure very carefully or you get puckering, and it is so time consuming and so annoying. And they make hook and eye tape in various distances, like various lengths from each other. So you can get it in like inch distance, you know. And then you just sew this sucker in, and you sew this in, and then voila, you're done. Like, I'm the sucky seamstress. Let's take shortcuts here and get our stuff done so we can wear it. Because that's the fun part. That's the best part. I'm going to let you see the inside of this. No judgment, sucky seamstress here. As you can see, I don't finish my seams. I don't make things look pretty inside. But I want to tell you, if you've ever looked inside Victorian era extant garments, you will often find unfinished seams, big, messy fixes, big messy hand sewing stitches. None of it can be seen from the outside. It's only if you look on the inside. And when I first saw that and realized not everyone was an amazing seamstress in the Victorian era, but as long as the garments looked great from the outside, they didn't care about perfecting the inside. They needed clothes to wear now. I was like, oh, these are people after my own heart. So, the sleeves. The sleeves go to below the elbow, where for daytime, if you were going to wear short sleeves in this time period, that's where they would go. You wouldn't have short sleeves above the elbow in the Victorian and very early Edwardian era. I put some poof lace on this one and then promptly ran out. Didn't have enough. And so this one is not poofy and it's really tight around it. And I hate that. And I'd really like to redo that someday so that this sleeve matches this one. Now, you probably didn't notice, and I just pointed a flaw out to you, but since we're kind of talking about my work and the flaws, that's annoying that this has like this nice kind of pucker out ruffle and this one's like really tight around. Now, proper ladies during Victorian and early Edwardian eras, if you did wear short sleeves, and this is for everything. This is also for you Regency girls. Do not listen to the movies. Do not follow what the movies do. This part of your chest had to be covered until evening. And then you could wear evening dresses or dresses with like this part open. And your arms had to be covered down to here during the day, especially if you were going outside. A lady never let the sun touch her. That, letting your skin get tan was not a thing for young ladies until like 1970s. Up until that point, women protected their skin. So if you did have sleeves that went to here, you would wear either sleeve inserts that would attach here and come down to here that could be taken off in like the late afternoon for an evening something, or you would wear long gloves that went up to here. And that's what I tend to do is I wear long gloves. Now, something about the Victorian era's clothes that is the bane of my existence are these collars, because I don't know if you just noticed, but nope, not an illusion. I got fatter. Yeah, they are not very forgiving or kind to us plus size gals and our plus size necks. But, you know, when we've got gorgeous hats and gorgeous fabrics and the skirt, moving on, the skirt is, I mean, I'm not going to bring it any closer because it's very simple. It's just your average walking skirt. It does drag a little bit in the back. Now, if you're going to make a walking skirt, it should be walking skirt length, which means it touches the top of your foot. And by top of your foot, that means, you know, kind of the bump in the middle of your foot, the hard bone in the middle of your foot. If you touch like the middle, if you look down the middle of your foot, not down by your toes, there, it should touch there. It should brush there. That way it's not touching the ground or the street when you're walking. That's the ideal length for walking length, is that it's going to brush the top of your shoe. And you don't want any type of train if it's a walking outfit, because again, it's going to drag behind you. It's going to sweep up dirt, shrubberies, cacti, small children. I don't know. And it will also damage your fabric. The back hem of this dress is very shredded and there is no more of this fabric. I got it on clearance. I don't know, like 7-8 years ago. And it took all of it to make this outfit. I have a few little minuscule pieces left that I have saved in case like I tear a hole or something to patch this, but there's nothing left. So yeah, be careful. Watch your hems on your walking outfits. Otherwise, it's just a simple walking skirt. And it's a great example of how a beautiful fabric can make a very simple looking item, clothing item, look amazing. This outfit really isn't that special. I mean, the pattern, which I will find the pattern and share it, was commercially shared, and a million people have made that. It's a very common pattern. It was also a very common style of outfit to be worn in the early Edwardian era. So it's nothing special, but with the right fabric, it just looks amazing. And when I'm in it, I feel lovely. I feel delicate and feminine with my hair pulled up in a late Gibson Girl era bouffant, and my hat perched on my head, and I love it. Now, I've been thinking of retiring it because really I've worn it so many times that the fabric is stressing a bit. It's very hard to clean because of the lace, and everything is very delicate. And so I'm nervous, and the lace is kind of starting to yellow because I'm a sweat person. I'm a sweater. You know, and like I said, the hem of the dress is getting some damage, but I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it and my hat, I kind of want to take it again this weekend. But I shouldn't. But I kind of want to. But I shouldn't. Anyway, so that's my Edwardian era day dress and my lovely, lovely Edwardian hat. This weekend, I'm hoping to post lots of pictures and video from the Victorian Heritage Festival that I've been talking about forever. I'm sure you're sick of it and you're so excited for me to be done. I have been working painstakingly on my Victorian early 1880s tea gown that I'm wearing in a fashion show. And you're never going to believe this, but the 1840s day dress, the green one. Yeah, I'm wearing it this weekend. I'm wearing it. I'm putting it on my body. I'm going out in public. Send good thoughts because I'm scared. Anyways, anywho, tell me what you're working on. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me your questions. Tell me about your pets. Tell your pets I love them because I do. George says hi, by the way. We hired him a babysitter. He's getting a babysitter for this weekend because one of my friends has graciously agreed to watch him, and that's awesome. And he's so neurotic. He has to have someone here to like know someone's here. So yeah, I think I've thought of all the things. I think I've forgotten something. Maybe many things. Okay, I gotta go find more things. Bye!